Here we go. We're on? Okay. Headshot Hound.
Alright, y'all, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm gonna give you my full insight on the Black Ops 7 beta and my thoughts and my processes behind it. It's kind of gonna be scrambled everywhere, but this is just gonna be my raw thoughts. But we do have some breaking news. Before that, we actually had the devs from Call of Duty actually come out and say the SBMM is permanently turned off in the game. I know a lot of content creators and everything were talking about they wasn't going to purchase the game anymore if they didn't have the SBMM removed. So I guess that'll get them a lot more sales on that. But besides that point, let's just get right into it. So the things I did like about the game, I can start off there and strictly say I did like the look of the game. I thought the game looked very good. Again, textures, art, design. Now the graphics wasn't the chunkiest. It's, you know, kind of clay styled, that real animated style graphics. And that's just due to the fact that they are catering to older gen consoles. Which makes sense, I guess, but I don't know why you would still be catering to older gen consoles, trying to, you know, boost your numbers. But that's, you know, that's neither here nor there. Another thing that I did like is that we did have some kill streaks that were very rewarding. So, for example, like the HKDs, the Rhino, the VTOL, that was very rewarding to have. Black Ops 6 had a very poor quality of streaks. They were just so underpowered, so weak, so not worth even trying to get them. And it just goes to show you that, you know, with a little bit of tweaking here and there, it made the streaks actually powerful. Now, I would say if I had to pick a favorite streak that I play with, it depends. If we didn't say depending on map type, I would go ahead and say the HKDs were probably the most versatile kill streak that you have, just due to the fact that it can be utilized and actually dominate on every map. You probably end up getting at least 8 kills with it, 10 kills with it, something like that. That was probably my average. It was like 8 kills to get with those. My second favorite is probably going to be the Rhino, just because it has, again, more versatility. When you're looking at one of those small maps, I forgot what it's called, Cortex. Cortex. That map was super duper tiny, and it didn't have a lot of places for your VTOL to shoot. And so when you had that type of issue, it's like your VTOL wasn't worth it. Now, one thing I did want to note, they did have a bug in the VTOL, right? So the VTOL had an actual bug on it to where you cannot shoot your actual regular sentry guns. You had to shoot just the rocket, and it would only shoot just the rocket. So it would like get to a point where you couldn't shoot. So I have several games where I got the VTOL and the VTOL just stopped working. Like as soon as I started using it, it just stopped working. So I don't know if it's an animation bug or not, but that's kind of depressing in itself. I mean, that's about all I really liked about the game, to be honest. Some stuff that I can say that I didn't mind about the game is that I didn't actually mind the movement as much as I thought I would. It was an adjustment. It is less slippery than Black Ops 6, right? So I didn't really mind it as much as Black Ops 6, but there are some, you know, movement issues, like you can bounce off of a person themselves, which I found kind of weird. Also, the wall jumping, yes, you can chain them 4, 5, 6 at a time. I've done it. I probably just can't find the footage, but I have done it, and you can chain them together like crazy. So, you know, whenever, like I said, the movement demons get a hold of this game, it's gonna probably be one of those situations where you would find that you know, it could be a little bit problematic for you, especially if you're not used to having good movement, right? If you're not a movement demon yourself, it could become problematic. Do I think it'll be as bad with SBMM off now? Probably not. From what I'm seeing, you know, people, you know, without the SBMM on, I've ran into a lot of casual lobbies. I did run into some highly competitive lobbies, some sweaty lobbies. So, you know, that is something to note. So it was a mixture, you know, of both. You didn't do good all the time. You did not do good all the time. So, you know, in this gameplay footage, I think I'm doing pretty good. I think I went like 64 and 10 or something like that. So, didn't do too bad. But besides that, the movement, I really didn't mind it, but it can be problematic. Okay, moving on to stuff I actually hated at first, and they fixed this, right? So at first they had like the doors that would just open and shut, threw off all of your flow. Couldn't throw grenades in there. You know, it was just a door emporium basically. And you know, I hated the doors on here. So now that they fixed it up, it flows much better. It plays way better with the doors fixed. It plays way better, guys. So I cannot sit here and say that I still hate the doors on here. I think they actually found a pretty decent sweet spot in correction point. Now, one of those maps, the one with the all rig on it, that thing is too small. Right? I've had some pretty good matches on there, but that thing is a face-off map for sure. That thing is like super small. So I would love to see them stray away and stay away from those particular type of maps on this game, and that would make the game a lot more enjoyable, I think, as a whole, to stay away from those super tiny maps. They just don't work well with this game. You can't breathe, you can't reload, you can't do anything. Even when you're in the SBMM lobby, it's like you have to really focus on, okay, when and where can I reload? When can I do it? So it's like, if you're just trying to chill, that's not the map for you. Another thing that I did hate is that before they turned off the SBMM, the lobbies were dead quiet again. So I don't know if this is going to be one of those cases where people just so browbeat and tired of being chat banned that they don't want to communicate with each other. But I believe in this footage we had some people talking, and then I had some younger kids talking in some of my other games. So it wasn't always dead quiet, but for a majority of the lobbies, you had about a 90% of people just dead silent in there, and they didn't really talk or do anything like that. Another thing that I hated was the HUD. Okay, the HUD looks like a goddamn mobile game. And then for like the capture points on the HUD, they are so hard to see. Like, I had to basically learn the map for me to basically catch on with my eye what a capture point was. It was so, like, the opacity is down too low, I guess. And just how they structured it just looks like a mobile game to me. I just really don't like the capture point HUD. I do like the gun HUD, right? But I don't like the capture point HUD. And it's just a little bit too dull for me, and it's very hard to see, especially when you're playing something like Overload, right? So that's another thing I hate. Another thing that I really, really hate is the goddamn footsteps in this game. There is like no footsteps in this game, right? The only time you can hit footsteps is if you're literally standing still and somebody is by themselves running, or with two people running right past you, and then you can kind of hear the footsteps. Other than that, you cannot hear footsteps on this game. There is none. They're not audible. They're not trying to be audible. They're not giving you any type of anything audible with these with this game, like, at all. So they need to fix the footsteps, and they need to fix them bad. It is really, really bad. Now, as far as the rest of the game goes, man, I would say this game is not the best Call of Duty, but you know, it's reminiscent of Black Ops 6, which I felt like the gunplay was more rewarding on Black Ops 6. Like the sound effects and like how everything felt like snappy when you got a kill and everything was way better on Black Ops 6. You know, my personal opinion on this is that something on this game is missing, right? And it seems to me that it's a possibility that I'm just tired of the game, and maybe I'm just tired of playing Call of Duty in general and just all the sliding around, and you know, now we got wall jumping and stuff. So I don't know if it's that, but it got old very quick. I didn't even play the last day of the beta because I just didn't feel like playing it. So I didn't see anything that was like actually game breaking or anything that I felt like this game is getting old, but that's what I felt. Like I felt like I just don't feel like playing it today, right? And so I did not finish the last day of the beta. So my takeaway on this game is the question that people probably want to know is, will I buy this game? And the answer is going to be, you know, pretty much no. I won't be purchasing this. Even with SBMM off, I feel like I want to see more. I want to see it be something better than it is, because I'm going to be playing other stuff like Battlefield 6, like Arc Raiders, right? And so that's going to take up majority of my time. And just me knowing that I'll probably be getting bored of this game, just like I did already, and it was what I played early beta, so, you know, I don't know how many days that was. 9 or something, 8 days or something like that, 7 days. I just feel like it's repetitive, and I feel like they should have done more in Black Ops 6 to make it better, and I would be probably pumped and excited to play this game. But because they didn't implement anything inside the game that made me feel like I wanted to be playing the game, what now the thought would come to my head and be like, okay, well, did they just take off SBMM because the sales are low, which 99% of the chance that's what it was. So what happens if we get half an updates or not enough content or this, that, and the third, and then they don't want to do anything further because their sales have went back up? And so that's my gripe with the game. And with the fact that we're only getting, you know, basically zombies that actually has something different in it, besides the overclocks and stuff like that. You know, I'll just wait for the new Warzone map to come out, or, you know, wait on something else to come out before I'm actually interested in this game. And so, you know, I'll wait on what is the Avalon, right? So, you know, will I buy this game for $70? No. I'll be spending my money, which I have already spent, on Black Ops 6 and Arc Raiders, which I plan on playing the open beta on the 17th. And basically that is going to be my final summary of it. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down and frown. But with that said, I will see you in the next one. Peace.